Okay guys, so I'm prepping for my Dyson straightener review. That'll be linked down in the description box, but I asked what you guys wanted to see as far as the makeup look for my channel. So everyone said, for the most part, natural, easy makeup. So we're gonna do that today. Let my hair down so it can air dry a little bit. And let's go ahead and get started. No fancy intro. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my headband so that I don't get as much foundation in my hairline. And I've just cleaned, toned, or cleansed, toned, moisturized. And now I'm going to go in with a little bit more skin prep. So I'm going to take the MAC Strobe Cream. This is in the shade Silverlight. Apply that all over my face, except for my chin because I do get oily there. I'm going to go in with my Glam Glow Primer. This is the Super Mattify 6 Acid Clarifying Primer. And it's kind of like a putty consistency, like the Tatcha. Really nice. I've been liking that a lot, if I can actually remember to use it. Then for the rest of my face, I'm going to take this Essence Awake Primer. It's a Healthy Glow Pore Minimizing Primer, which I haven't really seen the pore minimizing effect to it, but it gives a nice pretty glow to the skin. Take that all over, except for my chin, because I already give myself a natural glow with the oils that my skin produces. I'm going to take the Morphe Pro Glow Foundation. This is shade 205, and I have the shade 202, so I'm going to probably mix a little bit. I shake them up because they're very liquidy. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of 205 because 202 is a little bit more neutral for me, but 205 is too dark right now. I'm just gonna take that in the back of my hand, mix it up, and then dot it onto my face all over. This is a Huda Beauty foundation brush. I'm just kind of stippling this to blend it all out. Just make sure I'm blending it into my neck, not so much down onto my neck, but a little bit onto my ears and on my forehead. So that's it for foundation. Easy enough. And then I'm gonna take my Real Technique sponge and just blend that all out. For my under eye, I don't have anything that's more affordable, but I'm gonna take my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Actually, no, I can try the Catrice one. This is like my holy grail. But I do have this one from Catrice, and I've used it one time, but I don't remember if I liked it or not. So this is a Wake Up Effect Glamouflage Corrector. It's a little bit more dry than the Becca. I'm gonna apply anything around your eyes with the ring finger because it has the least amount of pull, so you're not further adding to the natural aging process. So I'm gonna pat that all around up into this area here. It's got pretty decent coverage. I need that. I don't have any drugstore concealer though. Yes, I do. Well, this is super, super light. Very light. It's the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. So I will take a little bit of that, because this is the shade Fair Beige, which is also more pink. I just use this to clean up under my eyebrows. I'll take that under my eyes. And I'm also going to take a little bit of my Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Vanilla, just to kind of offset that brightness. This is my favorite concealer ever. So I'm just trying to mix those two together. Although I do love a bright under eye, that's probably a little bit too bright. And I'm gonna put a little bit on my chin, a little bit on the side of my mouth to highlight. Take what's on my chin and the sides of my mouth first, blend that out. And that. With the pointy end of the sponge is damp. I don't know if I said that. And that's good as new. And then blend out my under eye. And then I also take the concealer that's on the sponge and bring it up onto my eyelid just to conceal the veins and discoloration there. Further prep for eyeshadow. Same thing for this eye. Blend it out. You want to make sure you blend it out all the way. Don't just keep it concentrated right up underneath your eye, or else you'll have raccoon eyes with the brighter concealer. I do also think that concealer should be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. Obviously that one was way lighter, but it just adds a nice brightening effect. So it's a must for me, and concealer is a must for me. No matter if you have wrinkles or not, you're gonna look better with brighter under eyes and wrinkles than dark under eyes and wrinkles. So it's just my take. Now to set this, I'm gonna take my favorite powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 05 Fair. And I'm just gonna take that sponge, dip it into the powder, and set my under eye. Same thing for this side. You can go back with the other side of the sponge and blend out any creasing you might have had, but it's best to just go right in and not wait for the lines or concealer to settle in your lines. And then also take that up onto my eyelid because it's easier to blend a powder eyeshadow over a powdered eyelid instead of damp concealer. So that's a good tip if you're a beginner with eyeshadows, to set your eyelid. And also really to prep it with the concealer. And I'll just take what's left on the sponge and kind of set all over my eye. And then I'm gonna take a little bit on my chin, let that sit there and bake. Now, actually I'm gonna take that powder again. I've been using my Charlotte Tilbury powder, but I'm gonna try to keep this as affordable as possible. I'm gonna use Wayne Goss number 10 brush and just dip back into the powder and kind of wipe off any excess I have, but it's also gonna add a little bit of extra brightness. To bronze, this is also a must-have bronzer. A lot of people will just wear foundation and leave the house. You've got to have a little bronzer, a little something. So this is the Butter Bronzer, like the OG in the shade Bronzer. And this is a Tom Ford 05 brush. If you go to my Instagram page, I have a highlight saved of all my favorite brushes, and I have some dupes in there because this brush is like over $100. I can't remember how much it costs exactly because I've had it for so long. But you don't have to spend the money on this brush. So I'm just going to add a generous amount of that. Just dip back in, not really being too precise with it. I'm just kind of putting it all over. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques base shadow brush. It's like this, and apply this on the sides of my nose, or more like on the bridge of my nose. So one big thing about nose contouring is you don't want to put too much color on just the outsides of your nose here, because if you do that, you're actually going to make your nose look wider than what you want, because the bridge of your nose is still going to be so light from the lighter concealer or even the foundation not being as dark as the bronzer, and it's going to make your nose appear larger when you want it to appear smaller. So you want to take a little bit of the bronzer and apply it to the bridge of your nose with a smaller strip of the bright concealer or foundation in the center, so it kind of adds the illusion that it's a little bit more slim. And then you can blend it up into your eyebrows, so it also goes into the concave of your, or natural contour of your eye. So that's it for bronzer. I'll always go back in for more, but that's good for now. For blush, I'm gonna take one of my favorites. This is Milani Rose d'Oro, and I'm gonna apply that with a Morphe E4 angled blush brush. I turn my brush upward like this, so the angle is like that. And I pat it onto the apples of my cheeks while blending it into the bronzer. But I apply a generous amount because blush is the first thing to fade. And I love the appearance that it gives. So just kind of apply it all over. And then I also put it on the tip of my nose. I love the way that it looks. Most people who try it love it too. I don't know whatever made me start doing that, but someone commented on one of my older videos the other day and was like, I don't like the pink on the nose. I'm like, well, good. When you do your own makeup, don't put the pink on your nose. So it's totally optional, guys. Imagine that. You don't have to do what someone says on the internet. But for real though, common sense. Okay, so now I take my sponge, just kind of blend out that nose contour. There's nothing on it other than the powder I had earlier. And I'm just gonna blend all this together, clean up underneath my bronzer. And then for my highlight, another one of my favorites, and I'm gonna apply with an Anastasia A23 brush, is the Pixie Beauty Subtle Sunrise Duo. This is one of the most beautiful highlights ever. So I just dip into both the shades and apply that right above my blush and bronzer. I don't really take mine so far up into close to my eyebrow and all around here. That's really a very textured area for most people, or for a lot of people. So I like to keep it focused right here, just to kind of highlight my face and not texture, if that makes any sense. And I just kind of blend it in, and I'll take what's left and put it on the tip of my nose. Same thing for highlighting with powder. If you don't like the tip of your nose, or you don't want it to look any bigger, you don't want to take highlight and do it all over, you literally want to focus it only in the center, because again, it's going to make it look broader, more broad, more wide. It's going to draw more attention to it, period, because it's, you know, a glittery powder. So just to keep that in mind. Now for my eyebrows, They are microbladed, and I use Millie at Brows by Millie in Johns Creek, Georgia. She is amazing. I will put her information in the description box. You have to go see her if you've been thinking about it. She knows what she's doing. I really wouldn't trust anyone else with my eyebrows. But this is the Kat Von D Signature Brow Pencil. If you want to see how I fill in my eyebrows with this same pencil, because this is like holy grail for me, I do have a highlight saved on my Instagram. It's called Brows that shows how I use it without microblading, because I mean they're pretty much already done, but I do like a little bit more of a bold brow. And you can go either really bold or really natural with this pencil. So if you want to see how to do that, go follow me on Instagram. I would love to have you and watch the highlight. And I'm just using short hair-like strokes and filling in my eyebrows. This brow pencil makes everything so much easier. And I'll just come back through, and then the warmth of your skin will make it look more natural and make it all blend in. Same thing for this eyebrow. I always start kind of down toward the bottom half of the eyebrow, but in the center of my eyebrow, and then start doing short hair-like strokes. When I get to the front, I turn the pencil vertically so I can mimic the way the hairs grow in the front of my eyebrows, which is vertically up and down, and do short little hair-like strokes. And then I just go back through, start filling in the bald spots, and go through the tail. Let's see. An eyeshadow palette that I think a lot of people have, maybe the Jaclyn Hill Original palette. I'm going to take my Morphe M511 Big Fluffy Blending Brush. Again, I have all of my favorite brushes saved in a highlight on my Instagram. But I'm just going to blend this. I'm using these two shades right here as a transition. And just do a light wash of that all over my lid. Not being too precise. Just using windshield wiper motions. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller, more defined brush. I'm going to take a Morphe M433 right here. And I'm going to use the shade Mocha, which is right there, a nice kind of reddish brown. And a good tip for eyeshadow is when you're dipping your brush in, instead of dipping your brush in straight up and down, dip it in from the side. So that way you know exactly where the color is going to go. So then also when you're applying it to your eye, pat the color on first, like so, and then blend it out. That way you have more control over where the color is going to be placed, and you're not worried about getting too messy, too out of control. So I'm just using short little strokes just on that outer third of my eye, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So pat to apply the color, and blend it out. So I'm trying to do the most simple eyeshadow I can, but still give good tips. So I'm going to go back into that M511, and I'm going to use the shade, that Pooter? Yeah, Pooter, right here. I love this shade. I use this palette a lot on my clients, and that shade is like gone. Which I have a backup just ready to go, but it's such a good shade. So just to kind of have a little bit more similarity in the colors, because I went from super light to pretty dark. I'm just going to go back in to blend this out and make sure everything is nice and seamless. And then for my lid, I bought this pigment from Ulta a long time ago and have yet to use it, but it is in the shade, let's see, As If from L'Oreal. It's one of the chrome pigments. So I'm going to take the shade Faint with my finger and pop that onto my lid just to have some pigment underneath the loose pigment. It's like a kind of icy pink shade. So I'm going to take my Morphe M421, some of that pigment on it. So I'm going to take some of my MAC Gold White Fix Plus. Might be helpful I open it. Spray the brush and pop it onto my lid. Take a little bit more. That's so pretty. This of course will be prettier if you don't have hooded lids and have a little bit more mobile lid space, unlike me, but a girl can drink, right? So I'm going to keep applying that on my lid, just build it up. And then I'm going to take a little pencil brush and dip into the first or second highlighting shade in the palette. It's like an inner corner highlight. Just pop that on so you can see the difference. It just makes your eye look more bright and awake. And then I'm gonna do something for the other eye. Dip into some of the pigment, spray the brush with Fix Plus. And oh yeah, that looks so good. Apply that to my lid. And then I'll go back in with that Morphe M433 and Mocha and just deepen up the outer V. And then one trick I cannot live without, and I'm so sorry if you don't want to do this. It's totally optional, but I like to take a little bit of dark eyeshadow as like eyeliner because I don't really like to use liquid eyeliner anymore. So I'm gonna use some Morphe M432, this little flat definer brush right here, and I'm gonna take this darker brown shade in Central Park, and then take the black Abyss, this one and this one, oops, and mix those together and just press this right along lash line to create a little bit more dimension and fullness to my eyelashes because I'm not going to be wearing falsies since this is going to be an easy makeup look. And it just makes your eyelashes look more full. And then I'm just going to kind of blend that out with no additional product. And then I'll take what's left on the brush and press it into my lower lashes as well. Just right up by my waterline. And then I'm going to curl my eyelashes. And then I'm going to take the Lancome eyelash primer. Do a coat on my eyelashes. And then I'm going to take the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. This is so good and so inexpensive. And do a coat of that on my top lashes. You can also use the Lash Paradise primer. I forgot that I had that or else I would have used it. But it also is a good primer. Before I do my lower mascara, I do want to add a little bit of light in my waterlines. This is the Pixie Beauty Matte Nude eyeliner. Apply that so you can see the difference. It just makes your eyes look a little bit brighter, more awake. Now I'm going to take the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara on the bottom of my lashes. It's super skinny and doesn't transfer. It's not drugstore, but it's the only one I use on the bottom of my lashes, so using what I got. Now to set my face, I'm going to take the Hard Candy 12 Hour Plus Hydration setting spray. A setting spray. Oh. I'm going to take a little bit of excess powder off my lunch.
I'll close your door.
You gonna close my door?
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Walk my makeup with that. And then for an extra glow, because now it's starting to be kind of sunny and warming up outside, I'm going to take the Matte Fix Plus Gold Light Spray. Give myself a nice bath in that. Now for my lips. Turn that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the L'Oreal Mating Call, or it's a matte lip liner, so it's matte in call. Does that feel good?
That feels good.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Peach Buff. Oh, be careful, you'll suck my hair up. Thank you. So it's Peach Buff from Maybelline. Beautiful shade. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the NYX Creme Brulee Butter Gloss. They're my towels for makeup. And just pop that on. Not a lot, just a little bit. Uh-oh. You okay? Thank you. All right, so that is it for this makeup video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I tried to use a lot of affordable products, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.